Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot and a member of the PMDG 737 tech team. Welcome to our first flight in the high detail update 737-800, taking us from Bergen in Norway down to Amsterdam. This is real ops basically, so we are leaving at 6 in the morning just like the real flight does, and then we are heading across the North Sea into Amsterdam, where the weather is currently a little bit on the thunderstorm side, but that is probably going to improve by the time that we get there. So follow me inside and then we can make our way to the flight deck of our 737-800 and start setting her up for today's flight. Now, getting into here, let's put our code in place, let's put the flight back in place on both sides, and then we can take a seat on the captain's seat of our 737. Now let's go ahead and turn on the battery, let's turn on the external power, and while everything else is starting, we can start with a quick look into today's flight plan, which we are going to take through the electronic flight bag. Now let's request that data from SimBrief and have a very quick look. So this is what today's flight plan looks like. As you can see, icing is forecast pretty much in the lower altitudes. The high altitudes are completely fine. And then let's have a look into the airport weather. So we're leaving Bergen, calm winds, runway 17 active at the moment, and in Amsterdam right now, few CBs in 2500, apart from that good weather, and some showers of rain CBs forecast throughout the course of the morning. Our alternate in Rotterdam is pretty much the same as Amsterdam as well, so weather isn't perfect, but it's okay, ain't gonna complain about this. Now going ahead into the top of the flight plan, we're leaving Bergen at 0400, arriving 10 minutes ahead of schedule in Amsterdam, but we are planned on the Polderbahn, so probably on time at the gate. Weights are looking good, cruising in flight level 350, then level 360, so probably 360 for pretty much the entire flight. Now, this is the planned optimum flight level, so we aren't going to change anything about that. Now, looking into our flight plan, we are scheduled to leave Bergen with 6.3 tons of fuel. The question is, do we need any more than that? And I honestly do not think so, so 6.3 tons it is. Then let's go down into the weight and balance app, load the plane from SimBrief, and make sure that we have 6.3 loaded up exactly down here. Okay, so with that done, let's go ahead and continue our aircraft setup, and for that we can just get out of our seats again. So emergency exit lights on, attendant call button is checked, the takeoff config warning is checked. Then let's do our fire test, and it's rather cold with 6 degrees outside, so I am gonna start the APU straight away over here in order to get some air conditioning going. But first of all, let's finish the pre-flight. So there's all that lovely stuff. Then the voice recorder is coming on, the flight recorder test is good, the clackers are good, stick shakers are good, and the IRS is coming on. Alright, fantastic. Then let's take a seat again and continue with the light test. And that is all looking fantastic over here. Alright, and that stuff. Oxygen test is looking fantastic, and then let's go ahead and start that APU. Let's turn the lights on, turn the hydraulic pumps on, and with all of that done, let's go ahead and go out for the walkaround. Now at this time I do already want to get the catering services going, so that we'll be able to do an on-time departure at 0400. Okay, but for now, follow me outside and let's make sure that nothing damaged our 737 last night. So starting walk around up here, Captain Speedo probe and the AOA vane are looking good. Then we can have a little look into the nose wheel well, and as you can see, everything's fine. No damages, no nothing. That is fantastic. Then going around the nose, we got the first officer and standby pedos up there. AOA vane is checked. The external power access panel is all tracked. The door is closed and the lever is flush. Moving aft, then static ports are tracked, and then we can have a quick look down here into the cargo holds. And there's nothing there that's not supposed to be there. That's good. Alright, so moving further aft, the ram air access door is clear and there is no sign of any birds inside. The landing light is in a good condition. Leading edge, or the leading, well, the flap in the front is looking good. Damn, it's been a while since I've flown the 737. Okay, the fan blades are all good. The spinner is looking good. The acoustic lining inside the engine is looking good. And then going on, we've got no scrap marks at the bottom. Looking at the leading edge of the wing, everything is in a fine condition over here. The green nav light on the right hand side is checked. Getting around the winglet, we got 2 static dischargers over here, and the position light is working. Aileron looks undamaged, and no sign of any damages on the flaps. Now, the back of the engine is looking good. Let's have a look at our wheels as well, which are in fantastic condition, and it looks like we have brand new brakes over here. Then, let's go into the wheel well, and over here again, everything is looking fantastic. Hydraulic quantity looking good on the reservoir here and there. Okay, then, let's go right to the back of our airplane. Got another cargo hold to look into. Just gotta love the segway down there. Alright, and this is all looking fantastic. So, the outflow valve is in a good shape, and the APU inlet is as well. So is the elevator fuel computers, pitot probe, stabilizer, leading edge is looking good. We have 3 static wick dischargers over here, and 4 at the top. One sits right up there, 3 at the back. Alright, APU area looks good, no sign of leakages, and the tail skid is in a good shape, hasn't seen any tail strikes by the looks of it. Alright then, going around to the front of our airplane, again, leading edges, elevator fuel pitot, and everything is looking good. The door is in a good shape, and then we can walk right back to our landing gear. Over here, everything is looking fantastic. The brake wear indicator pins are indicating new brakes. I like it. And then no leakages, no feathers, looking good. Alright, the squibs from our fire extinguishers are looking good, and no sign of any leakages over here. Then let's go right back to the wing, checking the condition of our flaps, flap track fairings, the aileron, and everything is looking fantastic. 2 static wick dischargers here, nav light, position light, all looking good. The leading edge is looking good, and then we're getting to the engine, and the exhaust is looking good. No sign of any tails or any scraps there. And looking at the leading edges of our fan, everything is in a good shape. Alright, so that's all looking fantastic. The leading edge flap, that's the title, is good. The landing lights are looking good, and the ram air inlet is looking good. Wing light is good, and finally we got our static ports over here, which are looking good as well. And with that, let's get back into our 737 and take a seat. And then we can start doing a little bit of pre-flight work right down here. So, GSX, let's call for boarding please. Catering services are completed, and then we can start doing our work right down here. So, let's go ahead and start in the FMC. It's a 737-800 with a 26K rating. The nav database is up to date, and we have a GPS position, that's good. Copy and paste. Then flight plan, import from SimBrief, select, and then let's go into the data link, ATS, ATIS, looking for ENBO. No, ENBR. Hey, what is it doing? Okay, let's request that one. The root uplink is ready. Then let's load that. KLM24 Mike is the call sign. So far, so good. And then going down here, what do we have? So, Tuxil for Charlie departure. Let's go ahead and get those charts. So that's the airport chart, the parking stand chart, and then we're looking for the Tuxil for Charlie. Here it is. Okay, route data uplink is there. Let's go ahead and cross-check that. So that's Bergen 17 Tuxil for Charlie, and in Amsterdam currently the Polderbahn is planned, coming in via Topper. So Topper to Alpha arrival, and then let's cheat. To Sugol. Then for now let's just take the Sugol arrival like that. Okay, activate. Then let's go ahead and have a look. And since the ATIS has just arrived, let's quickly read that as well. So Bergen information Bravo, arriving and departing runway 17, wind calm, scattered clouds and 5000, 6 degrees, QNH 90990. Let's set that real quick. Here we go, set once, and then we can set the MFRA as well, which is going to be 1180. Didn't I say 1180? Alright, it's early in the morning, forgive me for that. Alright, here we go. Cool, so that's all looking fantastic. So right back into our route. So Tuxil for Charlie, straight ahead towards Unput, Bamlo. And we got Unput, then Bamlo. Then we've got our maxi above flight level 160 and Tuxil. Initial climb clearance to 6000. Let's just set that as well already. And with those 6000, I'm gonna put them in over here as well, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so we have all of that stuff. Then let's go back to the performance initialization. So cost index is 15. Reserve fuel 1.3 plus 1.1 is 2.4. Like that. Zero fuel weight 59.5. Cruising in flight level 360. Average wind component 22 knots, so 360 at 22 roughly. Top of climb OAT is minus 46. Like that. Transition 7001, but let's just verify that. Yep, 7000 is correct, so 7001. Then for our noise abatement, let's see what Blackbox is saying on his web app. I just absolutely love that one. And he says noise abatement procedure number 2, so we can keep 1000 and 1000. Like that. Alright. Climb page 250 below 100. Fix info page. ENBR and a 25-mile ring. Then let's go to the end of the legs page. Over here we got ENBR. What's the runway track? 168/25 for the engine outset. Actually, it should be 15 on this one. Thank you, Blackbox. Like that. Then let's create a discontinuity down here and add a holding. Like that. MSA 5500, so we are gonna climb to 6000. Like this. Alright, and finally ENB01. Here we go. Oh, what's that? Alright, copy. Paste. That's looking better, isn't it? Okay, another look at the flight plan. So that's our holding, that is looking good. Okay, fantastic. With that, our FMS is done. So let's go right back over here. Put that thing away, cockpit preparation. So up to flight level 360. Field elevation is 0. We do have maintenance over here, so right igniter is selected. Then flight directors are coming on. Runway heading is 168, and let's set that on the courses as well. Like that, and like that. Alright, fuel flow reset, auto brake RTO, QNH is 9990. Like this. Alright, oil quantity is good, hydraulic quantity is good, and then we're moving further down, park and brake set, frequencies. So that's delivery 123405. And ground 121905. Like that. Alright, so no nav aids marked over here, then I'm just going to deselect the ILS frequencies. Squawk machine set to 2000, 1 to 1.5. Weather radar selected, you will definitely transmit on 1. Okay, and that's it. So you can have your armrests, and with that we are basically done with our setup down here. How long until the IRS alignment is complete? 1 minute. Okay, great. So then all of that stuff is done. Let's copy and paste our MFRA to the other side, and then we can go ahead with our departure briefing. So threats for today's departure. Terrain is a little bit of a threat, so we will be using the terrain display. Apart from that, I've got nothing. So let's go ahead with our route check. And we're going from Echo November Bravo Romeo to Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, KLM 24 Mike. The routing is via Tuxil, direct Zola, direct Adnak, direct Tipon, direct Wico, direct Ladi, direct Topper, and Topper arrival, giving us a ground distance of... Oh, what's that? Well, that is definitely a bug. Okay, that ground distance is incorrect. Disregard that. The routing itself is looking good, so I'm happy with it the way it is. Should be 523 nautical miles. Okay, so time UTC 0356, altimeter 9990, reading 170 feet. Flight directors are on, minus master, standby instruments are set, and the MFRA is 1180. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 17, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, and we've got nothing special over here, nothing non-standard. Engine out straight at 15 to pick up the holding, in the hold climb to 6000, and then we can return for runway 17, which has an ILS approach available, and which has nothing out of the ordinary. Now for our emergencies, above 80 knots, I will only reject for fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning, or if the aircraft is unable or unsafe to fly. If I call stop, I will simultaneously close the thrust lever, disengage the auto throttle, apply maximum manual braking, or verify operation of the RTO auto brakes. Manually raise the speed brake lever, apply maximum reverse thrust, and when the aircraft comes to a stop, I will set the parking brake. If you call stop, I will note the brakes down speed and call speed brakes up or speed brakes not up and thrust to as normal or abnormal indications. Call 100 knots, 80 knots, 60 knots, and the runway distance remaining. Verify your actions, call any emissions, I will call auto brake disarm and select flaps 40 when the parking brake has been set and advise ATC of the reject. We then identify the failure and carry out angels as appropriate. If we decide to evacuate, we read into the evacuation checklist. Time permitting, we'll pull the CVRCB, you grab the lid, and then we get out. If the call before we want us to keep going, there will be no actions below 400 feet except for cancelling a warning to raise a landing over the port of freight. At 400 feet, verify heading, select and carry out the memory items. At the MFRA, buck up and retract the flaps as scheduled. Flaps up no light, select level change, max continue thrust, engage the automatics, non-normal checklist, normal checklist, PIOS in its PA, and then we come up with a plan. Taxi is going to be a pushback to the left-hand side, and then we got a fairly easy taxi out, which is just going to be via any one of those transitions over here onto Yankee, and then via Yankee all the way. Let's take Alpha 2 figures so that we can save that a little bit of taxi over there. The departure took Silver Charlie straight ahead via Unput Bamlo, Omaxi above 160. That's basically the only one that we have to think about. But once we've got the performance, actually, we already have it. So look at that. 156, 9 miles before maxi, so it won't be any problem at all. Okay, so that's our departure. Initial climb clearance 2, 6,000, set once and twice, and that's it. Do you have any questions on our briefing? No, fantastic. Then let's request our IFR clearance. So that's ATIS information Bravo. So departure clearance, center ENBR, stand is 27, and information Bravo. Good morning. Alright, Bergen to Amsterdam, KLM 2 for Mike on a 737-800. That's looking good. Clearance is sent. How's the boarding going? Completed. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of KLM, I would like to welcome you all on board of our Boeing 737-800 on our way to Amsterdam. We are just finishing the last paperwork. When that is done, we will start the engines and take off in a southerly direction, with course directly to Amsterdam. We are expecting an on-time arrival, so for the time being, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And please do pay your full attention to the cabin crew safety demonstration that's going to be performed shortly. Thank you very much for your attention, and once again, welcome on board. So, request being processed, and here it is. Clear to Amsterdam, took to the 4 Charlie departure, maintain 6,000. Departure 121.005, squawk 4211, expect runway 17. Wilco 17, Tuxil 4 Charlie, squawk 4211. Okay, departure 121.005, let me tune that one as a reminder. Like that, and with that the clearance is received. Thank you. Alright, then let's go ahead and get everything ready. Let's see about the load sheet. So, zero fuel 59.5, and that's checked. Gross weight 65.8, and the CG is 24. So, Bergen 17, we got 65.800, and the CG 24. The wind is calm, temperature 6, and QNH 90990. Alright, anti-ice off, air conditioning on, that's all looking good. Calculate, takeoff 2, 33 degrees. Like this, then. Flaps 524, 5.3 units trim. Alright, and the takeoff speeds 40, 41, 46. Those are all within 1 knot. Okay, and 146 is our V2. Alright. So, takeoff performance is done. Then, let's close up. Okay, and prepare the position for pushback and departure. Release ground power, yes. Okay, so far so good. Then let's do the safety inspection checklist, and before start checklist, down to the line please. Surfaces and chocks checked, maintenance status checked, battery on, electric hydraulic pumps on, landing gear lever down, ship's library checked, RS mode selectors nav, gear pins. We've got 1, 2, and 3 removed, probe covers 1, 3, 4, 5 removed, light is checked, oxygen test 100%, yaw damper on, nav transfer and display switch is normal in order, fuel 6.3 required, 6.3 on board, 4 pumps on, fast modes on, cabin utility IV galley power on, emergency exit lights armed, window heat on, air cannon pressed, PEX auto bleeds on set, press mode selector auto, instruments cross checked, auto brake RTO, hydraulics normal, speed brake is down returned, parking brake set, stop and cutout switch is normal, wheel well fire warning checked, radius, radar and transponder set and standby, radar and aileron trims free and 0, take a briefing discussed, PA complete, FMC CDU set, M1 and EOS bugs, automatic reduced 22k, speeds 41, 41, 46 set, stop trim 5.3 set, performance weight and balance sign sent, phones off, EFB, airplane mode still, flight awareness and cockpit door locked, doors closed, passengers seated, before start checklist complete, down to the line. Alright, what are they doing down here? Looks like they are pretty much finished. I like it. Then let's go ahead and request our pushback and startup clearance, please. What is he called? Fleesland Ground. Fleesland Ground, KLM 2 for Mike, request pushback and startup.
KLM 2 for Mike, push and start approved. Face south.
Push and start approved, facing south, KLM 2 for Mike. Before start checklist below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder alt off, before start checklist complete. Ground from cockpit. So, please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and bypass pin is installed. All confirmed. Okay, thank you. We are clear to push and start facing south, and the parking brake is now released. Roger, start and pushback, stand by for engine start. Roger. A little weird that they make us push facing south, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Maybe a one-way system on the apron, I could imagine that. Alright, in any case, here we go.
KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, flight 1162, departing from Bergen Airport, Friesland.
Well, I don't want to change that, I want...
Our estimated flight time
Come on.
is 1
This.
hour and 25 minutes. We kindly ask you to pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains important...
Okay, we'll be starting engines 2 and 1 in that sequence.
Please fasten your seat
Engine to
by
start.
inserting the metal tip into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten. The seat belt must be fastened whenever the seat belt
And 2.
is illuminated.
Oil pressure, and 1.
And tray tables to the upright position and ensure window blinds are open for takeoff. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and larger devices.
So, pushback completed, set parking brakes.
Smoking and the use of
Parking brake set.
cigarettes are prohibited on board. Oxygen mask will drop automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and
Good start on 2, starting 1.
life vests
Clear 1.
are located under your seat.
Engine 1 start.
Inflated only after leaving the aircraft.
And 2.
Floor level lights.
Oh, hello GSX. Thank you, I've seen enough. Oil pressure N1.
Instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or
Start a cutout. Monitor 1. 1 stable. Okay, ground. 2 good starts. Clear to disconnect. Show me with the pin on the left, please, and have a good day. Bye-bye. So that's the ramp agent, and she's holding the pin. Flight control track. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. And neutral. Okay, before taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe beat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation off, auto, flaps. 5 required, 5 selected, and a green light. Step trim, 5.3 required set. Start levers idle, 10. Flight controls checked. Recall checked. V4 taxi checklist complete. KLM 2 for Mike. Request taxi.
KLM 2 for Mike, runway 17, taxi via Echo Yankee Alpha 1.
Taxi holder point runway 17 via Echo Yankee and Alpha 1. KLM 17 Mike. Okay, so Echo, Yankee, and Alpha 1. Clear left side, clear right side. Come on, move your A320. On fake. Checked. Move it. No? Okay, if he's stuck, then I will taxi through him. So otherwise we're sitting here for an eternity. See, now he's gone. Okay then. Before takeoff checklist down to the line, please. Config checked. Flaps 5, green light. Stop trim 5.3 set. Takeoff briefing. Left seat takeoff, runway 17, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2. PAX auto, bleeds on, anti-ice off, and the takeoff will be with speeds 41, 41, and 46. Contact departure when advised by air traffic control, and the MSA is 5,500 feet. Engine out, sit straight at 15 miles, pick up a holding, climb at 6,000, and then we are going to return to runway 17 if required. Now, ATC probably has lower vectoring altitudes towards the ocean because, as you can see, there are a couple of hills, but they aren't all that high. So if they clear us to a lower altitude than 6,000, then I'm happy with that as well. Apart from that, I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard, and if you have no questions, then we've got the departure briefing reviewed. Cabin secured, before takeoff checklist complete, down to the line. Wow. This is looking great, is it? This is looking really great. See guys, I told you Bergen is a nice destination. Okay, then I guess we're ready for departure here. About to reach the full length as well. We forgot to calculate the intersection, so yeah, not gonna bother with it right now.
KLM 24, Mike, contact tower on 119 at decimal 105, bye-bye.
119 at decimal 105, KLM 24 Mike, see ya. Bergen Tower, good morning, KLM 24 Mike, ready for departure. 121.005.
24 Mike Pleasant Tower, runway 17, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 17 cleared for takeoff. KLM 24 Mike. So the approach area is clear. Right, before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP. Set, transponder, Tara, strobe lights on, landing lights on, before takeoff checklist complete. Are you ready? Takeoff. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. Checked. Gear up. LNAV, VNAV. Flaps 1. Speed checked.
KLM 24 Mike, contact Pleasant departure on 121.005.
121.005, KLM 24 Mike. Flaps up. Speed checked. Flaps up. Flashlight departure, KLM 24 Mike, passing 2100, climbing 6000.
KLM 24 Mike, Pleasant departure identified. Climb via the set to flight level 160.
Climb set, flight level 160, KLM 24 Mike. Set, 160 checked. Okay. Command A. So that's done that. And then full climb thrust after takeoff checklist. So air conditioning and pressurization is at 2.4, climbing and set, fast melt, well, no, not fast melts, this one here, and altimeters, standard, passing flight level 70 now. Checked, after takeoff checklist complete. Say again. That was a little muffled.
KLM 24 Mike, direct output, then as filed, please.
That input as filed, KLM 24 Mike. That's what we're doing anyway. Lovely rate of climb over here. That's what I like about the 737. Okay. So we don't need that timer any longer. Engines are in climb thrust. And altimeters. Passing 100, climbing 160, 10 checks. Fuel is balanced, 4 pumps, lights off, APU off, air can press, 4.0, climbing set. Let's release the cabin crew. Recall, tracked, monitoring 1 to 1.5, and data link. What is it over here? In-one. Okay, so KLM 2 for Mike, Bergen, Amsterdam, Enoa, send the lock on. Good, then let's clean up the legs page. Let's see, does that fix the distance? Yes, it does. Okay. Then we got the bug. Alright. So, 2.9 remaining and 2.4 is the reserve, so we have like 10 minutes extra. Fantastic. ATC call. Lock on accepted. Alright then guys, for now, sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us. Let's do vertical speed here. And yeah, then I see you all when we start the approach into Amsterdam. Alright everyone, and we are descending towards Amsterdam and we are about to arrive in a matter of minutes. So, engine anti-ice is on. Let's also turn the seatbelts back on. We did have them on for a bit in cruise due to turbulence, and then we've just received our handover to approach via CPDLC, so that's going to be 118.08. Like that, and finally let's also quickly get our ATIS. Okay. Scuppel approach, KLM 2 for Mike, descending, flight level 100.
KLM 24 Mike, ship will approach identified. Good morning, cleared chute 1 Delta transition. Expect the ILS runway 18 right approach into Schiphol.
Expecting the ILS 18 right via Schuphol 1 Delta, KLM 2 for Mike. Okay. In the real world you would receive radar vectors here. The Delta arrival is a night arrival only, but I guess that would be a little complex for AI. So, let's see, we should have an ATIS by now, and we do have an ATIS. Arriving runways 22 and 27, okay. We are probably the last ones on 18 right then. But hey, that's better than having to fly around the entire airport now. QNH is 1001, that's pre-selected. And all the rest is easy going. Okay. Then let's see, ATC, yeah, that's an old one. So we are going to stay with approach over here, and that's it. Okay, fantastic. So let's go ahead, and now that we've verified that weather, we are gonna copy and paste it to our colleague, and then let's go ahead and ask for the vectors after Sugal. KLM 2 for Mike, request radar vectors for the approach.
KLM 24 Mike, descend flight level 09AU, turn left, heading Yoke 50 vectors for the ILS runway 18R approach.
Descend level 90 left, heading 050 vectors ILS 18 right, KLM 2 for Mike. Okay, heading select and set, 90 checked, level change. Then let's clean our FMC up. Six to 1 should be good, huh? Actually, no, Pevos is better. Okay, execute. And here we go. That's a clean FMC, isn't it? VNAV shows us a little high, but I'm not too concerned about that. And then let's reduce the speed towards 250. And vertical speed. Okay, nice. We do have one more ATC call that we gotta deal with. Yeah, I tell you what. Lock on status. Yeah, looks like they just disconnected us as well. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, and bye-bye. CPDLC terminated, looks good. Alright, altimeters. Approaching 100, descending 90, 10 checks. The fuel is balanced with 4 pumps on. The lights are on, angular bank 25. Air conditioning pressurization 4.0, descending set. Fast modes on, recall checked, and 1215 is still on the monitor. The CPDLC disconnected, 10 checks complete. Okay, vertical speed 500. And now let's start with the approach briefing. So threats for the arrival, I don't see any, to be honest. Okay, so just one quick thing. We gotta get those frequencies.
The weather in Amsterdam is clear and pleasant. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, I cannot confirm clear and pleasant right now, but hey. Okay, 1101, let's tune that real quick. Okay. So that's all looking good now, then let's go ahead and start the briefing. Even more ding-dongs? Thought we disconnected.
Mike, descend flight level 070.
KLM 2 for Mike, descending flight level 70. Set, 70 tracked, level change. Alright, so now all the bullshit is disconnected. Thanks. Okay, so for the briefing, we have 250 below 100. The forecast page is filled out. Fixed rings 18 right, 10 miles, 4 miles. For the approach, we got an ILS 18 right, starting in Alpha Mike 621 in 2000. We do a 3-degree glide, which for some reason is missing down here in the FMS. And we go down to a minimum of 187, which is set left side and right side. The go round. Right 095, KLM 2 for Mike. And heading 095. Vertical speed, 1000 to go. Okay, so go around, turn right, max 220.
24 Mike, descend flight level 050.
Descending flight level 50, KLM 2 for Mike. Set, 5000 checked, level change. Okay, so go around, turn right, maximum 220 as soon as practicable, but not below 500 to Alpha Mike 624. Do not overshoot radial 240 Sierra Papa Lima. So
24 Mike, descend altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1001.
descend 2000 on 1001, KLM 2 for Mike.
Mike, descend altitude 3000 feet.
Descending altitude 3000 feet, KLM 2 for Mike. Set, 3000 checked, set QNH. And 1001 is cross-checked, passing 6500 now. Checked. Okay, yeah, so that's it for the approach. Let's see, fuel remaining 3.0, minimum required is 2.4, giving us 15 minutes extra. Then do not overshoot Schiphol radial 240, that is set. And we are burning 300 according to this, giving us a flap 30 landing using auto brakes off, vacate the runway at the end to the left, and that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions or suggestions on the briefing? No? Fantastic. Okay, then let's go for our first check. Frequency is 110.1, active 3 times. Fixed rings, runway 18 right, 10 miles, 4 miles. Islands, Bravo, Victor Papa Bravo is cross-checked. And standby instrument set, course is 181.
6 miles from Alpha Mike 621. Turn right heading 145, descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 right approach.
Right heading 145, descending 2000 until established, clear to ILS 18 right, KLM 24 Mike. Okay, here we go. Tell you what, let's keep it a level change for now. Okay, so that's pretty much it. They are really cutting us in right now. 621 is the FAF. Let's do heading 140. Just to make that a little bit easier for us. Approach checklist. Altimeter instruments, cross-checked, approach rates, check set, approach checklist complete.
Radar on 118.805.
So, Alpha Mike 621 on top. Like this, and look at that, VNAV thinks we're high. No surprise though, with engine anti-ice still on. Alright, looks like we're getting out of the rain. So let's start slowing down. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we are cleared for the approach, and approach is armed. Flaps 1. Speed checked. So let's help it a bit. Speed brakes out. Flaps 5. Speed checked. Flaps 5. Vertical speed. Minus 1000. Let's parallel the glide slope. And this is all looking fantastic. Then let's have a little bit of fun.
KLM 24 Mike, contact Schiphol Tower on 118.105.
118.105, KLM 24 Mike, see ya. $1,000 to go. Schiphol Tower, KLM 24 Mike, ILS 18 right. Okay, speed brakes back in.
Identified. Runway 18 right.
I don't have to understand why a tower is identifying, do I? Level change. Warlock capture, glide slope capture. So, go around, altitude 2000 is set, and runway heading 181 is set. So, looks like there is a small shower in front of the runway. That's not going to be a problem though. But nonetheless, let's go gear down, flaps 15. Landing checklist, start switches, continuous.
KLM 24 Mike, runway 18 right, winds 290 at 8. Cleared to land.
Runway 18 right, clear to land, KLM 24 Mike. Flaps 30. Speed check, flaps 30. Okay, complete the landing checklist. Start switches, continuous, recall check, speed brake arm green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brake off, and recall, well, auto brake off, flaps 30, 30, green light, landing lights on, landing checklist completed, cruise seated, clear to land.
1000.
Checked. Alright, our first landing with a high detail update. Let's make it a good one. And that's checked. $500 continue.
Approaching minimums.
Checked.
Minimums.
Continue. Speed brakes up, thrusters normal. $80 knots.
KLM 24, Mike, contact ground on 121.56.
12156, KLM 24 Mike. Okay, kindly tune that for me, please. Skipper ground, KLM 24 Mike. Request taxi to the gate.
KLM24. Mike, taxi to gate C11 via Victor 3. Victor Sierra, Victor. Whiskey 13, hold short of runway 18 center. Have a good day.
KLM 24 Mike, taxi Charlie 11 via Victor 3, Victor Sierra, Whiskey 13, see ya. Okay, so let's first of all get that taxi routing right. So straight ahead, left, right, and then it's gonna be straight for a long time.
KLM 1849 ready to taxi. KLM 1849 at runway 24 taxi via Alpha 8 Sierra 7. Runway 24 taxi via Alpha 8 Sierra 7 KLM.
So those turns over here aren't particularly tight, that's why I'm taking them at the higher speed. In a 737 you can do that. Larger aircraft should probably be a little more careful here, but for a 73 those are easy turns. Okay, so that is set, that is set. Okay, fantastic, that's it. And that master caution is just the pitos. Okay. For a moment I thought I saw something else there, but that seems to be gone, so I'm not gonna complain here. Okay, so we're going to Charlie 11, and now let's actually have a look at that one, and then we need the parking stands as well. So Charlie 11 is over here, and the routing is via Whiskey 13.
1330 Papa contact tower on 118.105.
tower on 118.105 E Austrian 30 Papa.
Okay, Whiskey 13 is here. Okay, and thereafter it's done as taxi.
KLM70 Bravo, taxi to parking. Via November
So,
3,
3 minutes,
Alpha
shutdown 2.
Alpha 5, Alpha 8.
November 3, Alpha 14, Alpha, Alpha 5, Alpha 8, KLM 70 Bravo.
KLM 2 for Mike, request to cross runway 18 center.
KLM 24 Mike, cross runway 18 center approved.
Crossing 18 center approved, KLM 2 for Mike. Okay, right side is clear, left side is clear. Then we clear the cross, and thereafter it's going to be standard taxi routing.
Cross runway 18 center, then continue taxi via Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Alpha 22 Alpha.
Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Alpha 22 Alpha, KLM 2 for Mike. Okay, so Delta is the first one, Delta, Bravo, and then basically all the way around.
KLM 24 Mike, not clear what you said. Say again.
Shut up. So I have a feeling that we're going to spend as much time taxiing in this video as we have spent during the entire pre-flight and walk-around together, but hey, that's what you get for flying into Amsterdam, that's what you get for viewing a KLM video. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look now. So the one is via Alpha 22, so over here, okay, and then onto Alpha. Okay, so via Alpha all the way around. That's fine, we can do that. So it's going to be the second taxiway to the left.
KL1849 a contact tower on 135.11.
So here's Alpha 22, and then onto Alpha.
11 for tower KLM 1849er. Ground KLM 1266, taxi to the gate.
KLM 1266, taxi to parking via November 3, Alpha 14, Alpha, Alpha 10.
November 3, Alpha 14, Alpha, Alpha 10, KLM 1266.
So reaching the terminal area, and I honestly gotta say,
Via Kilo Alpha, Kilo Bravo.
they could have built this airport in a little nicer way, could they? Like the Polder Barn, I guess why they build it, but what I do not understand is why they don't just use 18 center. I guess it has to do with parallel independent operations, so that they don't have to rely on departure and arrivals at the same time, but I suppose it's something that you don't really have to understand, do you? So approaching the bridges, let's see if we can actually cross them, because there had been a couple problems with the flight Tampa Amsterdam scenery here. And looking ahead, that looks a little strange, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just fall through the bridge. But let's see about it.
Alpine 7841, runway 24 taxi. Via A19
That doesn't look too bad.
Alpha 8, Sierra 7.
It's fairly wet, but apart from that,
via A19 East Alpha,
that actually looks quite good.
Alpine 7841.
Almost. Spoke a second too early, but hey, we can continue taxiing. That's all we want, is it? Ooh, lovely A380 there. And strobe light off. Okay, so we're going for Charlie 11. Let's go ahead and call for GSX.
Papa Hotel Victor Romeo Zulu contact tower on 135.11.
So GSX is on the way, Charlie Pier is down here, so we'll keep going all the way around the gates until we eventually get there. Okay guys, so a little bit of feedback. I suppose it's easier if we just do it while taxiing in over here in Amsterdam rather than going, you know, all the way to the gate, shutting it down and then doing the feedback afterwards. PMDG 737. Now the series is complete in FS 2024 with the high detail update now being available for the 800 as well. She looks gorgeous, you've seen it during the walk around, and she flies absolutely lovely. Overall, fantastic aircraft, definitely one of the best at the moment, if not the best. But obviously I know what I'm triggering with that statement, while there are so many fanboys out there on the internet, so I suppose that needs no further comment on that one. Anyway, I do really like the plane the way it is now. The interiors are looking good, the exteriors are looking good, what else could you wish for? Beautiful flight model, beautiful systems, and the amount of options available in this aircraft are just fantastic, aren't they? You are now pretty much able to recreate most of the 737s that you would expect to find in the real world. Maybe not with 100% of the options, because there are still, you know, there are still those, let's just say, exotic options that one or two airlines have. But apart from that, they've really done a great job with the airplane now. I'm really happy with it. And I guess that's all that counts, isn't it? Okay, our colleague is turning right over here, and we will continue straight. And this, by the way, is why you should avoid stopping the aircraft while doing single-engine taxi. Luckily, we could avoid stopping it completely, but you can see how long it takes to start accelerating again. Now, that's just realistic, and at the end of the day, it's still saving a big amount of fuel, so we will definitely continue doing single-engine taxi here. But you get why you have to plan ahead a little bit. Don't stop the airplane if you can avoid it by any means, because getting her to roll again can be really difficult. Maximum weight for single engine taxi is 63 tons, and we're at 62.5 right now. You can really feel how the airplane is, well, let's just say a little responsive there. Okay, but here we go again. So, we go around the corner and then the third taxiway on the right hand side. Start APU. Alright, we're around the corner, entering over here, close to Charlie 13. It's gotta be that one. Good, lights off. And the radar is already off. Okay, and here is Charlie 11. APU still starting.
Whiskey, runway 24 taxi, via A4 East, Alpha 4, Bravo, Sierra 7.
Runway 24 taxi via A4 East, Alpha 4, Bravo, Sierra 7, KLM 89er Whiskey.
Okay, here we are. 2 blue, 1 red, engines dead. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. Alright, and here we are. Engines are running down. And both engines are approaching 20%. Transit shutdown checklist, please. Electrical, sun APU, fast modes off, window heat, probe heat off, anti-ice off, voice recorder on, air compacts auto, engine bleeds on, APU bleed on, exterior lights, steady and wheel well, start switches off, auto brake off, speed brake down to 10, flaps up no light, parking brake set, start lib is cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CB/RCB in, cockpit door unlocked, and that's the transit shutdown checklist complete. So guys, welcome back to Amsterdam. I do hope you have all enjoyed the flight with us. As always, leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'm really looking forward to see you all again on the next one.